What's up everybody, my name is Brendan and this is BigBearB Creative. Welcome back to another Sunday photo editing video. It's going to be slightly different today. It's going to be a little bit more of a tips kind of video in terms of kind of what sliders you should use to get just better, brighter photos if you haven't taken it dark enough. Because if you guys watched the ISO video I talked about last week, basically where you just have to shoot at a low enough ISO to make sure you're having a nice high quality photo. Sometimes it makes your photos a little darker. So how do you bring it up in post safely without introducing that noise that you're trying to get rid of anyway? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to jump on over to my computer and I'm going to show you what sliders I use. It's in Luminar 3. It's the same thing you guys would use in Photoshop or any other kind of photo editing software that you guys use. So let's jump on over there and get started. Alright, so this is the photo we're actually going to be using today. The reason I chose this is because it has a very big difference between the shadows and the highlights, which is kind of the main purpose of this. We want to talk about those highlights and shadows. Now we can kind of play with those at the best way to make sure we're also not getting that noise. So as you can see over here, we're not using my normal custom workspace that I use. We're going to be using one specifically for just the sliders that I use for this. So we're just going to be using structure, sharpening, tone, curves, dodge and burn, and golden hour. Now the tone, curves, and dodge and burn are the main topics, I guess, of this video today, talking about how you can restore light, shadow, highlights to make it look as clear and as nice as possible to make sure you're still keeping that high quality photo without introducing that noise that we were either trying to avoid with the ISO or trying to bring out in post. So those are the main ones that we're going to be looking at today, and then we'll supplement the other ones in just to clean up or add a little bit more of a color effect with like the golden hour and specifics. So today we're going to be starting with tone. So if you look up here at the histogram, you can see I have a lot of color and shadow, but I also do have a very high peak in the highlights, and that's going to be what's happening here with the leaves and back here. Now we want to accentuate that with the leaves to kind of bring them up even more. So that we'll be using the dodge and burn, which basically lets you select if you want to lighten an area or darken an area. So basically it's kind of like a built-in mask that you could use for brightness in Luminar 3. In a couple other softwares, the way that you do it is a little bit different. You can select certain color area or certain regions of darkness and darken them or highlight or bring them up, anything like that. But for Luminar 3, that's how it works. It's basically a brush mask. You go in there, draw in where you want it actually to be brighter, and then we'll brighten it, and the same for darken. But I'll show you that when we get there. So to start with, we're going to play a little bit here with the tone. Now I'm just going to bring it up a little bit here, but I'm also going to be bringing things down a little bit too. So we're just going to play with the highlights and shadows. This is the same kind of highlights and shadows that you would get in terms of the raw development sliders in Luminar 3, but it's also included in the tone, so I just went ahead and just used the ones in tone. So like we said, basically I am just trying to brighten the highlights, darken the shadows, just to create a little bit more of a natural contrast. As we see, doing this already makes a huge difference. If I click here up on the eye icon, you could already see the big difference here. And then curves, again, we're just going to kind of continue that same thing. We want to brighten the highlights, but we also want to darken some of the shadows. Again, go here, you can see the big difference. Now we're still keeping those harsh shadows and vibrant highlights. That's kind of the whole feel with this. And now for the dodge and burn, so as I was saying, is more like a painting thing, at least in Luminar 3. So we just click on start painting, and then this will open up. Now if you use the left and right bracket keys on your keyboard, that'll actually increase and decrease the size of the brush itself. So I'm just going to go around and kind of paint in the outside here, because again, I'm trying to accentuate the kind of the contrast. The light that's coming from back here, I want to accentuate that through the leaves. And again, we're only doing this on strength 50. You could make this be a much harsher brush, where you actually have a very harsh line. Basically, you'll be painting in black and painting in white. But we don't need that. We just need to bring up some of the highlights here on these leaves. I'll try to do it quickly here so you're not watching me just paint too much. And then there's a darken and erase tool, so there you saw me go a little bit over the leaf. It's not a huge deal because it still kind of fits in with the bokeh look in the back, but I know it's there, so I'm going to clean it up. Let's finish here with this one, drag that up, do the same here. And it's really nice because it kind of has a built-in feathering effect, so it's not going to make too harsh of a line, like if you saw with the photo edit last week how we were blending together 3 exposures, how that was more of a harsh line because it didn't have that built-in feathering effect like the dodge and burn does. Now, I know a lot of people, they prefer using Photoshop and Lightroom, all that, because you can dodge and burn. Well, that's a lot of people don't realize that you can also do that with Luminar 3. It just kind of works in a slightly different way, but it still gives you the same results. So if you're not sure if you want to switch on what photo editing program you're using, I would suggest you guys give this one a try. Oh, I hit darken. That is see, as you can tell, it gets a little bit darker, but that is not what we were trying to go with there. And then I'm not going to bother darkening any of these because they're already really dark and they don't need to be darkened anymore. So again, we could just hit that eye icon, take a look at the big difference. So just adding that dodge and burn, you can really kind of, it makes the leaves look a little bit more see-through in a way. Just more light is allowed to come through them. And you could really go into small detail and go around here or go up here if you really want to, but for this purpose, we don't need to because I'm just kind of showing you how these work so that you guys can best use it in your own photograph. So then when you have drawn them on it all in, you could even go in here and adjust the actual dodge and burn effect. So it works similarly there with like Photoshop, how you're kind of selecting the areas that you want to be lighter. It's basically what the painting part is. You're painting the area in that you want to be darker or lighter. And then you can go out here and go to the actual amount that you want it to do. So you could have multiple different sliders. All you have to do here is just go into add filters and then find it down in the professional. Click it again and you'll have another one. So you could have one for highlights, one for shadows, and then adjust the dark or adjust the amount individually. So you could have the exact look that you're going for. Or you could do that in the actual brushing part itself with the basically the opacity of the brush. So now that that's all done, we're just going to adjust the golden hour here because I really want to make that back pop and bring out some of the golden hour colors. And then see if we want it to be a little bit greener, a little bit more yellow. And I want it to be a little bit more yellow. So then this is what we had originally. Fairly nice, but you can tell it's a little bit flat. There's nothing dynamic really about the light. But then using that whole tone, curves, and dodge and burn effect, we could really bring out those highlights and shadows and separate them to create the contrast without even messing with the contrast slider. Because you can tell we have it here in the tone, but we didn't mess with it. But there is a lot of contrast here, and that's because of the way that we use the tone, curves, and the dodge and burn. So if you guys are looking for ways to brighten your photos or make contrast look a little bit more dynamic, these are the sliders you guys need to be using. So I'll flash this up on screen, let you guys get a better look at it, and then we'll wrap this video up. Alright, well there it is guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. If you did learn something, or if you have any questions about other sliders I use or better ways to use these exact sliders themselves, let me know down in the comment section below. You guys could also message me over my social medias. I'll display them here for you guys. And you, like I said, you can message me over there. You can tag me in your photos if you have questions about how you edited them or how you can better edit them or anything like that. Please let me know and I'd love to help you guys out. So also, while you're down there, because in the description box below, that's where you can find links to my social medias. You'll also find a couple other links, like this shirt. You like it? It looks cool. You can buy one for yourself. You can find it on BigBearBCreative.com/eco apparel. They're really nice. It's an eco-conscious apparel. Like the actual material that shirt's made of is eco-conscious. It actually feels really nice. On the website, as you know, it says that they're a little bit heavier and all that, but I actually think they fit really nicely. They're kind of actually a lot lighter than I thought they would be, and they feel really soft and smooth. So if you guys like this design, you could also check out my other designs, buy some for yourself. Like I said, BigBearB Creative /eco yeah, Eco Apparel. You'd think I would know my own link. But yeah, also in there you can find links to my photo prints. So photos like that one we edited today, I just pointed at my screen. You guys don't really know it's there, but my computer screen, I guess you'd know it's there. The link to the photo, or the photo we edited today, that will be available, and a bunch of other ones for you guys to purchase if you want any photo prints. Also make sure you guys are smashing that, not smashing, bear pawing that like button if you like this kind of content. And it tells me that you guys are enjoying this and keep making more for you guys. And two, it also helps promote it to other people who are looking for the same kind of content and information as well. Which, if you like the same kind of content, the how-to photography videos that we do on Friday and the Sunday photo editing videos, make sure you guys are subscribing. We do these every week. I know when I check my analytics, it tells me that at least, kind of goes back and forth on whatever video it is, but at least 50% of you guys that are watching are not subscribed, so make sure you guys are subscribing. So yeah, like the shirt, go ahead and buy it. Apparel links, the blog. If you guys are interested in photography blogs, it kind of goes along with my Friday how-to videos. That'll also be linked down below, so make sure you guys are checking that out. So yeah, I think that I covered everything there. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys have a great day. Be safe during this time, and go be creative.